it be like if you guys just took out all the voices and just started trusting yourself? 100% trust. Today, I brought in a very special guest, Kristen Lina, to talk about not only how to trust ourselves, but how to create a heart-centered business based off of a foundation of you just straight up trusting yourself. And I can't wait to have this conversation. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for letting me crash your party.
Oh my God. Welcome to Mystical Mornings. Yeah. I mean, and this subject is so fun for me because, you know, as a business coach, I go into strategy in the Pop Video Academy, and we dabble a little bit in, you know, I'll do guided meditations with my clients. But where you're coming from is so important because a lot of times we just want to skip over it. And we're grabbing onto an idea of, okay, well, I need to start this business, but where did that idea really come from, right? And what you're really doing and creating with your clients is that like foundation piece that we really get to honor. So first, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Keelan. Thank you, everyone, for letting me come in here. This is so exciting.
Yeah. And Kristen and I know each other through a mastermind that we were both in a couple years ago. And, you know, you've really you honored that go spirit, like the masculine, right? Yeah. And now you've really kind of taken a step back and gone into an inner dialogue, right? So let's talk a little bit about, you know, who you are and where you're coming from. And then we'll talk about, you know, some of these processes of trusting ourselves.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. So my name's Kristen Lina, and I am an intuitive business coach. And what I really do is help my clients establish exactly what Keelan was talking about, this deep foundation of self-trust and tapping into our own inner wisdom before we step into entrepreneurship or what I call sacred business. Because as you know, Keelan, and for anyone who has a business or who has, you know, maybe even Googled, you know, how do I start a business? You know, there are thousands of ways to build. And I believe that if we don't have our own sovereign decision-making process, which means I can actually tap in and feel into this decision, this choice that's coming at me, this choice that's available to me. Do I do this? Do I do it that way? Do I do it that way? That if we actually take some time and be still and actually know how to do that, how to tap in, our journey into entrepreneurship will be A, much more fulfilling, B, so much less stressful, and C, way more successful because you will be making choices that are coming from source, spirit, higher self. You'll be making those choices and they will be your hell yes answer. It will be a, like that inner, you know, that inner like, oh, really that? Well, okay, you're the authority. So I guess I have to do it this way. And we were talking before we hit record about, you know, just the deep conditioning of we're deeply conditioned to not trust our own answers. We're deeply conditioned to look out there for an expert, an authority figure. It starts with our parents, then our teachers, then our bosses, and then, you know, our whatever, you know, clergy so we are really conditioned to look up or look somewhere else, not that up, but like out here for that. What should I do? And I think that's the piece that gets to really be unraveled before you start talking strategy, before you start talking implementing specifics, because this is going to dictate and drive every decision. And it can either be in alignment and easy, or it can be out of alignment and so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like I've done it both ways. And I'll tell you, this is the path of my choosing. So I'm just happy to be here to share whatever I can to make a difference.
Yes. And I think it's so important because I know that when I started out, on this crazy entrepreneurial journey, you know, I had the idea to make Lady Liberty into this like living embodiment and this TV show. And like through my discoveries, you know, I became a coach and I had a spiritual awakening. Now I'd had a spiritual awakening before I even got, you know, went through leadership or, you know, really stepped into my entrepreneurial journey, which by the way, you don't have to be a coach to be an entrepreneur. You can be an artist. Hey Dave,
An
good morning.
artist, a healer.
Here. Yeah. So one of the things that I think is really important is that, you know, I was raised as a good American is the separation of church and state. In my mind, that's like, okay, well, spirituality doesn't have a place in business. That's like where I came from, right?
Yep.
Like that's the American dream. Like, yeah, you go to church on Sunday, and like something that's so foreign to me. I didn't even go to, like, my parents were not into that. And I think that there's something really important to be able to like honor and lean into whatever spiritual practice you have. It can be, you know, anything. I work with people from all over the world. But I think what you're saying is really building a foundation based off of that so that we can trust ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And I, you know, just thinking back on my entrepreneurial journey officially started in 2000. I started my own fitness company, but I had a partner and we did it for about a year. And then I was like, no, this isn't my thing. And she actually still has the company. Wow. But I remember being a kid too, and being very entrepreneurial and not really realizing it, right? Like entrepreneurship is simply a container for creation. That's it. It's a container. It's a structure and a system for your own inner creative flow and the gifts that you're here to give. Yep. That's a huge piece. Like that's like an absolute foundational piece of business that isn't taught. We're not taught to go internally and tap into our own desires, our own feelings, our own, like those little gifts that we have. Some of them are like big and bold, and some of them are just little that we probably we take for granted because it just comes easy. I say all of that makes up this beautiful alchemy of who you are and what only you can bring to, let's just say, the marketplace, but really to the world. Only you can bring it in your style and fashion. And it's needed. I have a like rock solid belief that everything that makes you, and you, Keelan, and me, must be shared with the world. Now, whether that container is entrepreneurship and business, whether it's as a mother, whether it's as a volunteer, as long as what you're bringing out to the world really is like your passion.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, all of that. And so that, you know, my journey through entrepreneurship has been like this. And I didn't even know I was an entrepreneur until I just continued failing at working for other people. Like I just continued failing at that role. I just was not meant to be in that box. That was not my container. And I knew that the moment I graduated college, probably way before that, that I've always been a rule breaker. I've always been a system disruptor. I've always been a questioner. And that, if you have that nuance to you as well, you're in the right place first. Right. And second, like you get to bring you in only your unique way to the world. And if you're not doing that in business, I just personally believe business is especially in this country, right? Especially in the US, we have so many liberties, we have so many freedoms, we have so many opportunities that I know aren't necessarily available everywhere in the world. But even that, like we have so much opportunity to express ourselves through business, generating abundance, generating income so that we can continue to have impact. It's this cyclical nature of who I am is enough, who I am is actually needed, who I am gets to be expressed. And if there's any desire to have sovereignty, freedom, full self-expression, full creative license, entrepreneurship is for you. And you must create this divine business foundation. And that's what I teach in my upcoming course and what I teach with my clients privately as well.
Yeah. So you've got the course, you've got a course coming in August, but you've got something going on Friday. What are some of the processes that people can kind of experience now that we can give people to tap in?
Yeah. So I will be teaching what I would call the kind of start here principles of the course that's launching in August. I'll be teaching that on Friday for $47. It's going to be like a 90-minute workshop. But I want to give, but I want to give you guys kind of the content for free.
Yeah,
so thank you,
bit.
Keelan. Yeah, it's a little bit. So
sampler platter.
This is we'll just kind of put some stuff on your plate here. So here's where I would love for you to start. So if you're watching live or if you're on the replay, grab a piece of paper. And this always when we're connecting to source, when we're connecting to our higher self, begin this process from a grounded place, meaning you actually take, I am a huge fan of Insight Timer meditation app. I can literally go in there and get a 3-minute meditation. I can get a 25-minute meditation on all sorts of different things. I love to do grounding meditations, chakra alignment. These are the things that have me out of here and back in my body and connected to my heart. And if I'm connected to my heart, my channel for trusting, my channel is open. And it's so much easier for me to be like, well, whose voice is that? Well, is that my, right? Like the chatter. Yep. So I won't go through that with you now, but I'll have you write down these foundational first steps, these please do this first. And you can just write this, and you can do this later in the day. You can do this after you've grounded and after you've connected. So first, before you do anything, ground into the earth, connect to source, connect to self, really, ground your energy into the earth. I love grounding meditation. So that's one. The first thing after that is, vision is one of the greatest things we have, like the dreaming, the ability for us to dream. And if you think about yourself as a kid, that was just our essence. That was our everything. That was, we created, we were imagination. We made stuff up. And I believe that's our true essence, that innocence, that anything is possible, that pure potential. And then that shit gets conditioned out of us over time. That shit gets like, we become like, well, you got to grow up now. You got to do the things like go to school and get good grades, which don't even get me started on that shit. So first thing first is I want you to ask yourself, what do you love? Like start with, what is it that I absolutely love? I'm drawn to, I could do all day long. I feel so much passion around it. It could be music. It could be art. It could be dance. It could be speaking.
I like going exploring.
Out in the world?
Yeah. I love going into places.
Yep.
So good. What do you guys love? Drop it in the comments as we're going through these.
Yeah. So what is it that I love? What brings me joy? What could I do all day long, lose myself in? It brings me so much pleasure. It brings me so much just like, I'm in a state of peace. I'm in a state of gratitude because I'm just, it's joyful, it's pleasurable, and I feel passionate about it. So step one would be, what is it that you love? What are you drawn to? This is the desire module that I'll be teaching in August. Desire is, I believe, one of our most fundamental ways to connect to source. Is through desire. And if you think about this, so I will just caveat here that I do work with women only. There's a unique.
Sorry, fellas.
It's okay, fellas. I would still actually love to chat with you if you ever want to chat. And it's not that I don't. It's just that it's not that I don't or I would turn a man away. It's just that my messaging is all about female conditioning.
Yeah.
So as women, we're conditioned into and or out of a lot of things. Desire is one of them. I believe, we're taught not to want. And especially if you're a mom, especially for those moms out there, when you become a mom, all of your desires are just shelved. It's just how we're conditioned. This kind of self-sacrifice, do it all kind of, and again, I'm going to be speaking in this course. I do this with my clients, like, take your conditioning and be able to kind of pull yourself away from it and just ask yourself, is that true? Is it true that I must sacrifice myself to fulfill my own needs, wants, desires, and requirements?
Let me just answer this question really quick.
Yeah.
You guys are always welcome. I serve men and women, so
Yeah.
I got you guys 100%. Never mind. You guys, boys get to have magic as much as girls.
Oh,
gentlemen, you are welcome here.
Oh, boys actually 100%, like, we get to heal this kind of wounded masculine. Listen, I'm just going to say this. We're coming out of the patriarchy. We've been in the patriarchy for 2,000 years. There's deep conditioning. And patriarchy isn't just men. It really is. There's the impact of patriarchy on men that I don't address. I do know many men who do, many coaches who do. But my focus really is on the conditioning for women. So tapping into your desires, number one. And really, here's what I'm going to say. Let yourself go to all the places, and you're going to have to check. You're going to have to check yourself, because your brain's going to be like, oh, I can't want that. Mm-hmm. No, all of it. And, really journal this out in a way that no one's going to see it. This is for you. And this is really to tap in and open up that channel. That channel this is where the gold is in your desires. Okay. The second thing that you get to, that I love doing with my clients, is, what is it? So coming from this, what do I love? What is it that you want? So what is, if you had, and I love this question, if you had a magic wand, you waved it over your life.
And if you guys don't have a magic wand, side note, you get one.
Yeah, you do have a magic wand. Yeah, just pull it out, dust it off. Magic wand your life. What do I want? What do I want in my relationships? What do I want in my health? What do I want in my bank account? What do I want in my everyday life? And then what do I want to feel? Like this, here's the thing. Here's what I know. Women we're deeply emotional. And that has been, let's just say that has been, used against us. Yeah. Right? Oh, you're being emotional. You're being irrational. You're being, oh God, please. Bitch, if I am, that's part of my superpower. Yeah. So, yeah.
Right in the crimson wave.
There you go. There's power. Oh my gosh, please. There's so much power in our cycles, for creation. We're creators. We create life.
Literally.
Quite literally. So this piece of visioning, again, being in this place of like connecting to your desires, connecting to all the things that you want, and then connecting to what you see, whether you think that it's possible or not possible, gets stopped here.
Yeah.
So your job in this exercise is to watch yourself want to cancel something out. Nope. Everything is possible. Everything is available. Everything is for you. Anything that's coming through, you can check it later to see if it came from outside there. Oh, well, this is what I want. I know a lot of women. I'm talking to a woman who was raised Mormon. She has no idea who she is. And listen, no judgment. Like, no judgment. This process really is about you going through and looking at your own conditioning and your beliefs. So if that belief serves you, please keep it. Like, keep it. Does it have you experience life from a place of thriving? Are you lit up? Are you in full possibility? Are you a creator? Are you at cause for your life? Absolutely keep it. So I'm not saying your conditioning is bad. I'm saying you get to look at and pull it up to the surface. So step 1, what do you love? Step 2, what do you want? And I'll have it for those of you who are really bold and brave, because I know this is who you attract, is the bold and the brave.
Sure do.
What do you require? So there's this thing about wanting. There's Deepak Chopra talked a lot. I mean, I read Deepak Chopra years ago, but he talked a lot about the being in a state of wanting. creates a state of wanting, meaning we're always wanting.
Right.
We're always in a state of more or wanting. This is not what I mean. I really mean, like, what is it that you don't necessarily want? You want it because it's a requirement for your life. Like, it's a requirement for you to live full out and express everything that you, and express and experience everything that you want to in this lifetime, this go around. Like, everything that you want to is available for you. But you get to just like figure out what's in the way. So what do you want? Vision, dreaming. Why do you want it? This is probably there's an exercise called the 7 levels of why. And this is an exercise that I go through with my clients. So we're clear on what I love. We're clear on what I want. Take your time with this. Go to the like ultimate. And then you take this and you go 7 levels down, meaning, okay, so I've determined what it is that I want. Why do I want that? And really, like, you're really going to tap into the emotion, the feeling, the experience of having, or, you know, having this experience, or, experience, or even like an actual physical thing that I want. I want $1 million. Why? Why do you want that? And if you are willing and courageous enough, you go so deep into why you want this, why you desire this, why this is a requirement for you, that it brings you to tears. You quite literally are brought to, like, you will get how this is your birthright. And you will get there based on the emotion that it brings up.
Yeah. And
what it will point to is the values that are most important. I know you, my value, top value, freedom. Top, it runs everything in my life. I make most of my decisions based on sovereignty, freedom, full self-expression, and radical authenticity. Those are my pillars. Those literally build the foundation for who I am. I stand on them. And this is the piece of that you get to actually, you know, and this may bring up some stuff like, well, is this mine? Right? Do I really want this, or was I told that I want this? Was I conditioned into it?
And I love that, like, you know, I'm liberty. I'm all about liberty.
I know, girl.
And it's all about me breaking away from someone else's ideas of how I should live my life. Like, and me being the slave to them, not anyone forcing me, like me standing in the responsibility of it.
100%.
Like, literally, like, is this going to liberate me to another level? Is it going to liberate? You know, it's really, it's fascinating. I love how you want to dive into like the feeling of it too, because we so often, men and women, we're masking our feelings. And like, vulnerability is so sexy. And we like, I threw my pen. I get so excited about it.
She's like, it's so sassy. I just threw my pen in honor of it. Yeah. And listen, again, if we think back, I'm like, little girls aren't supposed to be angry. Be nice. Like, how, like, if I'm diving into my own if I'm diving into my own conditioning, and I have been doing it for 20 years, I'm like, damn, that shit's, and it's strong and it's everywhere. And guess what? I'm going to give you a caveat here. You're going to do this. And if you do it right, you're going to be fucking inspired like nobody's business. And then I want to give you the little, like, whoosh, what may happen, most likely, you're going to go out into the world and you're not going to get back from the world possibility and full self-expression. You're not, because that is not what is operating out there. So why I say this piece is, it's like the bamboo. You know, bamboo drives roots down for 7 years before it actually sprouts up and shows above ground. 7 years of roots. So, and your roots may not be your own, and you get to choose. Like, we're at a choice point. Like, do I choose to believe? Yeah. You know, the work of Byron Katie's so powerful. She's got like a 4-question process. Is this true? Like, that's step 1. Look at like what you're walking around saying to yourself or believing. Is this true? Yes, no. If it's yes, great. If it's no, then what else could be possible? So Byron Katie, she's a fantastic, any sort of like the ability to just take your own thoughts and kind of pull them up to the conscious level, because most of it's in the background operating and we don't even know it. And this is the part I love doing with my clients. I'm going to say one last thing.
Okay.
Is you're going to do all this ooey gooey feeling really good stuff. Mm-hmm. And then self-doubt, inner criticism, imposter syndrome, the notion or idea of failure will be there like that. You will either hear it out there in the world, you will see it out there in the world, and then you will retreat and say, that's just not possible.
Or somebody will make like the slightest comment, not even like geared towards you probably, but you hear it and it like, I know it's happened to me sometimes. It's like, it literally like takes
Yep.
me down,
yep.
You know?
Yep.
And that's okay.
It's normal. It's normal. It's natural.
It's like plugging back in.
Plugging back in.
To write it out, to have it like, available.
Yeah. And also being in an environment where you're with other people who are operating from this place. Like, it's like, you know, we shared leadership experience, and it's like, you know, it's called the drift. Like if you're in a rushing river and everything's rushing down and you're the one person standing up to say, I don't want to go that way, you're going to feel unstable. You're going to stand up in this rushing river and feel like, I have to go that way. That's where everything's going. Well, no, not necessarily. You can actually walk to the shore, get to the shore, get that life raft, and really go, okay, well, where is my true north? What is my compass? What is it pointing to? And only you. There is no one else that has the answer to that. That may be good news for some people and bad news for some people. This is like 100% radical responsibility about what I'm causing and creating in my life. And that includes your beliefs. That includes your come from. That includes your perspective. So these are 4 of the things that I will be deep diving on Friday. And I know that there are a lot of people who want to create a business, or they want to take, you know, I work with healers, I work with artists, I work with people who are like, I want to get paid for doing what I love. Mm-hmm. I want to make the difference out in the world that I'm drawn to. There's an awesome module where we look at world problems and your passion. So problems plus passion equals your sacred gift. Mm-hmm. Like what you see as not working out in the world, and what you bring, what you only can bring is your sacred solution. It's your sacred solution. And that's a piece of this divine, what I call your divine business blueprint. So that's the course. The course is your divine business blueprint. And it doesn't start until August. And so I know there are people who, you know, are like, I want this, I need this right now. Like I'm ready. And so if that's you, I actually do this work private one-on-one in what I call a VIP experience. And I have a really great, I'm offering a huge discount on it right now. And it is, you know, to hire me for 6 months of private coaching is $8,000. It's nowhere near that, but you have me for not just 30 days, which is my normal time frame. I actually added a bonus of an additional 30 days. So it's like it's like a double VIP experience for less than the normal price. So if that, you know, if there's something that it's like resonating for you and you're like, holy crap, I'm either in business and it's not going, like, I feel like I'm making misaligned choices and I feel like it's hard, or I feel like I just don't trust myself, or I feel like it's so hard for me to make decisions. This is for you. Or if you're like, how do I take who I am and what I love and what I feel like I'm good at and package that up and say, and actually make offerings out in the world and say, here's who I am, that this is for you as well. So I have a couple of, I'm opening like, I think 4 spots for VIP.
How do people get a hold of you, Kristen?
So here's what I'll say. Text this phone number. So send it
in the comments. I'm having my keyboard over here. I can't type it.
So it's 602-888-4575. And just text me. That will go directly to me. That's not even adding you to any email list or anything. It's my Google phone number. It will come into my phone. and text me and we will go from there. Now, if you're international and you can't text, send me an email here.
Put it in the big chat, not the private.
Oh, yeah. How do I do that? I don't even see that as possible.
I went to.
I'm sending you my phone number, Keelan.
Ooh, I got your digits. I think you can do. Well, you can put it in the chat. I'll just do what I did.
Okay. Well, you know what? I don't even have access to that. That's so funny.
Well, that could be my bad as my own producer.
Yeah.
We'll get you guys, and they can message you on Facebook, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, message me on Facebook. I'm Kristen. My Facebook, my private Facebook page is the Kristen Lina, or at the Kristen Lina. The problem with that is if we're not friends already, then it's it'll go to my other folder.
Or what you guys could do as you're watching is you can even comment in here, and you're tagged in here, Kristen. I can help with this, and just say, "Talk to me, Kristen." Mm-hmm. You can type that.
Dave, is Dave still here? Dave,
he's been here for a while. I don't know if he was here earlier. DTO pops in once in a while.
DTO,
in-house music guy. We got Alan on here. Can't see all the names, but yeah, we got the bros.
So someone said this morning I woke up channeling my next topic: goody two shoes versus badass. I love that. Awesome. Hey, listen, here's what I'll say. I'm also launching a podcast. We're not talking about that today. It's called the Sacred AF Podcast. And a big part of my stand and my message that I stand for is, another part of our conditioning is you only get to show the good parts. You only get to show the happy parts, the put together parts. And then we're left with, well, what about when I don't feel happy and put together and, I'm in these spirals of self-doubt? And, that's all great too. Like that is part, like we don't get to compartmentalize.
Right.
When we compartmentalize and we're like, oh, I'm just going to be this, but not bring this. It's like walking into a room with one arm tied behind your back, Well,
and this is what I tell, anyone in the Pop Video Academy or the Comment on Camera is like, we smell that shit from a mile away. Like if you're not being authentic, and this is the work that, I do, is that, as soon as you can be authentic on camera, you can be authentic everywhere in your life, and it serves you so well.
Yeah. Do you want me to pop the chat? I mean, I went through I'm going to deep dive on a lot of this stuff on Friday, but I can pop the chat in for my workshop if you want me to do
link.
that.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. And it's only for women, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, like now I go into like, oh man, I would say,
man,
come as you are. Come as you are. I ain't going to kick you out. But my messaging is like, I talk specifically about the conditioning of women, right? Like the conditioning of how we're supposed to show up and what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to act, because I am one and I have been working through this for the last 20 years. So I just feel better equipped to serve women.
Yeah. And who knows, this may be a breakthrough for you too, because I know that, a lot of our conditioning in marketing is about, who is your one avatar. And for me, I honestly struggle with that sometimes because I am honored to serve both men and women. And I feel very confident in my ability to serve both men and women.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the number one, I'm such a punk. I'm like, what's the rule? So I can break it. Like, give me the rules so I can break them.
I'm like up at bat. Come on, pitch it on over here.
Just be a play space, Kristen, for you to,
Yeah.
So just to reiterate, guys, gentlemen.
Well, and even if like I'm clear. I'm here to work with women right now. Like I'm 100% clear. And also I have people that I could refer you to. Powerful men or people that work. Could be Keelan, but I know that, if I prefer working with women. I am more, that's just where I'm at. And reach out, because I know some people who are exceptionally powerful in what they do.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
Thank you for having me.
No man left behind.
Ever.
Thank you for being here.
That was so much fun.
I can't wait to hear like, you know, I can't wait to hear what kind of like community and what sort of breakthroughs all these women are going to have.
Yeah.
You know,
it's time. It like, I really believe that if that we have that inner knowing, we spend a lot of time disregarding it. I call it the little voice. The little voice is the true voice. It's the deeper truth. The loud bully voice is the one that's like, you can't do that. You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. That loud voice. And it's really hard to hear. It's really hard to hear what I'll call God's voice, source spirit, higher self, like your divine essence whispers. It doesn't scream. It doesn't shout. It doesn't tell you that you're bad and wrong and you shouldn't. It's all about possibility.
Love. It's all love. And it's so hard to hear the love sometimes. I really truly believe that all humans, every single human being is wired for love.
100%.
Bullshit conditioning that's kind of clouded it.
Yep. Kind of a lot.
Kind
of fucked it up.
Yeah. Up until now, we're on it.
We're on Anything is possible at all times. Anything is possible at all times.
100%.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here. You're so amazing. I love it when we just chat, and I'm just so thankful to have you in my life.
Oh, the feeling is so mutual. Thank you for letting me Facebook Live bomb into your community and come in and serve. And I hope I did serve. And even if it's like, well, I'm not sure if I want to take your course, and I'm not sure if I want to do your workshop, just if there's questions, I'm not, trust me, I call in people. I don't push. There's no hard sale. Not at all. So maybe it's just an opportunity for you to get more clear around, what it is that you want. This is the part that breaks my heart. I have so many women who their first answer is, when I say, what do you want? They say, I don't know. And that is the first indication that there is deep lack of self-trust. Deep. So that's the first place to start.
Yeah.
And I love that piece.
To the healing journey of it all. Yes. All right, guys, I will drop the link in here. It's kind of hard to do it on StreamYard, but I will get you guys that link. And if you want to talk to Kristen, there's a couple of other ways to do that. Thank you, love. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye for now.